happy to be here today. If you don't know who I am Sinead, and I'm so excited because it is our first week in April, and April means it's almost Easter, and Easter is the best time of the year because it's chocolate, but also because a super important thing happened on Easter. And so what happened is Jesus came down and he died for us, which was the greatest act of humility, and he turned the world upside down. Now, I don't mean Australia is now in the Northern Hemisphere, but he turned our lives upside down in the way we live. And that is by humility. Does anyone know what humility is? Probably not, but that's okay. I'm here to tell you. Humility is putting other people's needs first, even if you think you deserve it. And we're going to look into that over the stories of the next few weeks and in different ways and how it can apply to our lives. So stick around, make sure you watch the Bible story today, and can't wait to see you another day. See ya!
Thank you.
Yep. Hello, So-and-So friends.
Hey to you and all of our viewers.
From near
and far.
Welcome to the So-and-So Show.
I'm John.
And I'm Brandon.
And we have got a show for you today.
That we do. Why don't you tell them about it, John?
Oh, no, my friend, after you.
I insist.
No,
After you.
no, I insist after you. It's time to play a game we call After You!
And now for everyone's favorite game show, After You.
This is a game that requires humility, where you want to put the other person first. So, after you.
What am I supposed to do?
We're going to balance a cup of water on a book, on our heads.
Okay.
Water balancing.
After you, yes!
Holding your breath in a bucket of water.
After you!
Standing on a box while being hit with a palm frond.
After you. After you. After you. After you.
Nope.
Whoa. Whoa.
Thanks for playing After You.
What a great game.
Was it?
Yeah, I'm so much more humble than you. I put you first every time.
You did not put me first.
Sure I did.
No, you did not.
Sure I did. You were the first to drop the water, the first to choke on a grape. I put you first in the game, which makes me first in putting you first. Wait a minute. Maybe I should have put you first by telling you to put me first. But if you put me first, because I let you put me first, I'd still be first at putting you first, which means, oh! It was you who were putting me first all along. Well played, Brandon. Well played.
Uh-huh. It's Bible story time with Kellen.
What's up, guys?
Not too much, Kellen. Just being soups humble.
Oh, yeah? Well, then I've got a story for you.
After you, Kellen.
No. I'm humble.
Thank you. Our story picks up just after Jesus shared what he knew would be his last supper with his disciples. His heart was very heavy, so Jesus led his disciples outside to a place called Gethsemane, a kind of garden with olive trees. And Jesus asked Peter, John, and James to keep watch so he could pray. The disciples sat and waited, tired after a full meal, while Jesus went off by himself to pray to God. It was not a happy prayer. Something very bad was going to happen to Jesus that night, and he knew it. He was so sad, so anxious, and he prayed to his Father in heaven with all his might.
My Father, if it is possible, take this cup of suffering away from me. But let what you want be done, not what I want.
He prayed this way for what felt like an hour. But when he returned to his friends, he found them sound asleep.
Couldn't you keep watch with me for 1 hour? Watch and pray. Then you won't fall into sin when you are tempted. The spirit is willing, but the body is weak.
3 times, Jesus asked his disciples to stay awake while he prayed. And each time, his friends fell asleep. And then it happened.
Are you still sleeping? Look, the hour has come. The Son of Man is about to be handed over to sinners. Get up. Let us go. Here comes the one who is handing me over to them.
The disciples watched horrified as Judas, one of their friends, came up to Jesus, followed by a large crowd armed with clubs and swords.
Greetings, Rabbi.
Friend, do what you came to do.
Judas went to Jesus at once and kissed him. This was Judas' signal to the armed men that Jesus was the one they should arrest. When they saw the signal, they grabbed Jesus. That's when Peter leapt into action. Peter took out a sword and lifted it. He swung the sword at the servant of the high priest and cut off his right ear.
Yeah. Go, Peter.
Woo! Yes! And then Jesus' disciples fought off the armed men and brought Jesus safely back home. Thanks for the story, Kellen.
Yeah.
Actually, that's not exactly what happened.
Oh, don't ruin this happy ending for me, Kellen.
So Peter cut off the servant's ear. But then, before things got completely out of hand, Jesus spoke out to the angry crowd.
Put your sword back in its place. All who use the sword will die by the sword. Do you think I can't ask my Father for help? He would send an army of angels right away. But then, how would the scriptures come true? They say it must happen in this way.
Then Jesus touched the man's ear and healed him. But Jesus' disciples, his friends, ran, leaving Jesus alone. He was arrested and taken away. To be continued.
That's not happy at all.
I know, but that's what happened. In fact, things got even worse after that.
Worse?
I don't get why Jesus was arrested in the first place. He didn't do anything wrong.
True.
And if he could have called an army of angels to save the day, why didn't he do that?
Well, it's like what Jesus said when he was praying. He told God, "Let what you want be done, not what I want." Sure, he didn't deserve to be arrested. And sure, he could have easily done something miraculous to save himself. But Jesus knew that God had a bigger plan, so he put God first. And really, by putting God first, he was putting us first, because we were the reason God sent Jesus in the first place.
Oh, so it is a happy ending?
You'll have to wait until next time to find out.
Ah, rats.
Or, you could ask somebody how it ends, or read it in the Bible. It's a very famous story.
Great idea, Kellen. Thank you for the story.
Yeah, thanks.
No problemo. I'll see you guys later.
Later. Okay, so now we know where to turn to find out how to put others first.
Yeah, the After You game.
Oh, Jesus.
Oh, right. Jesus.
Jesus put his friends first, even though they fell asleep when they should have been keeping watch.
His enemies, too. He actually healed one of the guys who came to arrest
He
him.
put everyone first, which brings me to a question.
Go reveal the question.
How do you put others first?
By letting them order before me at a restaurant.
Oh, yeah, or by watching what someone else wants to watch on TV.
See, that's why you sat through 14 hours of baking shows with me last week.
Yeah, and I still don't know what fondant is.
You know what? You win, friend. You win, my friend. You are definitely the most humble person
Not
alive.
a competition.
Well, you're number one.
No.
You're number one. You're number one. No, you're putting me first, so I'm number one. No, you're number two. You're number two.
Talk about it together.
You're number two.
How do you put others first? And we'll see you next time on the So-and-So Show. Can we go now?
Oh, after you.
Okay.
See? Now I'm number two. I'm number two. I'm number two.
So guys, it's safe to say, Vice Sinead. So it's safe to say that God didn't want Jesus to die. He didn't want his son to die, but it was part of the plan, it was part of the bigger plan for the sinless to come down and die for the sinners. So it's the same way that Jesus didn't want to die, but he knew that was God's plan and he put God's plan before his own wants. And it's the same way in our lives. We should be desiring to put other people's first. It's like if you want to go over to your best friend's house to hang out with them and you run into the lounge room to tell your mum, but she's got heaps of laundry to fold. You could ask her to stop what she's doing and drop you off at your friend's house. Or you could put your mum's needs first and help her to fold the rest of the laundry before she drops you off at your friend's house. So it's that, and we want to be asking ourselves that in the coming week of how are we going to put others before us? Are you going to put your parents' needs or your siblings' needs before you? It may not be easy, just like Jesus, it was not easy for him. And it might be really hard, but doing that is the better thing. So we're going to pray, and I want you guys to pray as well and ask God to help you to put others first. Dear Lord Heavenly Father, I just want to pray that you bring safety to everyone this coming week. I just want to pray that in this coming week you help us to see how we can put other people's needs first, because we want to honor them and make them feel loved and important. I just want to pray that you help us to do this in all circumstances this week. In your son's precious name I pray. Amen. See you next week, kids.
Hey parents, we know that Easter feels a little bit upside down this year. It's certainly not what we were expecting. But no matter what our circumstances are, Easter is still worth celebrating. So we've put together an Easter package for you with a bunch of different resources you can choose to do. All of it or some of it, whatever suits you and your family. If you go to our website, there is an Easter family devotional, and that devotional goes for 8 days. So we recommend you start it this Sunday, the 5th of April. But you may like to squeeze it all into a couple of days. So as I said, it's up to you. We have an Easter hunt that helps you to share the Easter story with your family. We have a few videos going into our Warnbro Kids YouTube channel for both Good Friday and for Easter Sunday. And this one's probably my favourite. We are going to challenge you to go on a family camp out. You heard me. It may be in your backyard, it may be in your living room, but we want you guys to have a great time together this Easter. Whatever you decide to do, my prayer is that as a family, you can make some great memories and experience the joy that celebrating Jesus' life, death, and resurrection brings to all of us. So check out the resources and let us know if you need any help. We are praying for you, and we love you. Have a great Easter.